So we've been discussing about standard object types, and in standard object types we have discussed about org unit, job, position, work center, cost center, person and tasks. These are the objects we've been discussing about. So I think we discussed till this one, position. So you can specify position, you can identify it as S, position S. So job, we can consider it a general skill set, and position specific skill set. Position is specific skill set that we have maintained. So if you are saying manager as a job, for example, I can say HR manager, for example, as a position. This is an example only. HR manager, finance manager, I can specify it as specific skill set, or sales executive, which is specific to one organizational unit. Job is specific to the organizational structure. So we can compare like this: job and position. Job is not mandatory. Job is non-mandatory, whereas position is required. So for example, when we are maintaining, we can maintain job for MSS module, which is nothing but manager self-service, or ECM, employee compensation management, employee job salary revise. All these things are taken in ECM module. So if you are in your project, if you are using this thing, ESS, MSS, ECM, other things, it becomes a required one. So we can comparatively specify, you can define, you can describe a position with the help of a job. A job describes a position. For example, manager, executive. Manager job is describing the HR manager, for example. It is possible. So as job is non-mandatory, you can create a position with a job and without a job. Position position can be created with a job or without a job. Okay, let's talk about other object type. Work center. Work center. So work center represents the work location, or a place where where employees perform the tasks or duties. We can call it as like that. For example, we can call some building number, say 34. We can call it as a work center, we can consider, or shop floor or work floor, or some desk. or some project group we can consider, or a machinery unit, you can consider it as a work center. These things can be considered as a work center. In real time, what is happening is the SAP HR team can go with the this with a meeting with, what I'm saying is SAP HCM consultant can discuss with SAP PP consultant, PP meaning production planning, and SAP PS team. SAP PS team meaning project systems team. They can have a discussion. You can call a meeting in order to maintain the work center. You can discuss with PP and PS team and decide the work center. SAP PP and PS teams you can maintain. So it depends on the client requirement. It can be individually machinery unit or a tower, and these things you can maintain. So work center you can maintain with code, you can maintain A. Work center code you can maintain A. Let's talk about the next object, task. So what is task? As the name suggests, task is a duty or responsibility that need to be performed by a specific object. A specific object. For example, goal setting. Goal setting by manager for the team or for individual employee, whatever. Goal setting by manager, you can call it as a task. Or you are a manager, for example, and you review the performance, review the employee performance, for example, and you can call it as a task. All these are nothing but examples of a task. So is it just for a person? No, we are calling a specific object type by a specific object type. A task can be performed or assigned. A task can be assigned to a person or a position or a organizational unit or a work center or a building. You can assign task. You can assign task to a job or a org unit or a work center as per the requirement. Then you have another object, person. We have discussed about organizational unit. All these things we have discussed about organizational unit, job, position, work center. All these things, task, these things we have discussed, which we have listed here. We have listed here: org unit, job position, work center, task, cost center, person. These things we have discussed. These are nothing but OM standard object types or data elements. Let's discuss about person. I'm talking about person now. Person, as the name suggests, it represents an employee. An employee in the OM structure. It's nothing but a person which has an ID. Person ID is there. Partner is nothing but a partner you are maintaining. So this person occupies a position. For example, occupies a position. A person doesn't, we have discussed it, job. A person doesn't occupy a job in SAP. A person occupies a position, not a job. Person may be Mr. somebody, Mr. Kumar, for example, occupies the position of HR manager. HR manager can be a position. Person can be Mr. Some Kumar is occupies a position. A position can be some HR manager here. We have taken the example. Position can be HR manager. Meaning Mr. Kumar occupies a HR manager position. That's how it works. He doesn't occupy any job. Then let's talk about cost center. Cost center. Cost center. Let me type cost center is an element that represents that represents the total expenses incurred at an object level. At, at an object or object type level. Object type level. That's what is a cost center. So you can, okay, here I missed here. One point I missed here is person you can specify as P. Code is P. You can specify it as P. Person P. For cost center, you can maintain. For cost center, you can maintain K. So we are not, I'm not maintaining it randomly. These are predefined. Cost center meaning K. It is predefined. I'm not maintaining it. So earlier also we talked about cost center. In PA module also we have briefly discussed about cost center. So usually if you see SAP FICO module is there. In SAP FICO meaning it is nothing but SAP Finance and Control. Two things are there. finance and control. So the control team of FICO, control team, is responsible for creating the cost center, creating the cost center. So once cost center is created, after creating, it is assigned to the expense type. So you can maintain that expense type is divided into different types of cost centers, but we need not be concentrating too much on that. So we can maintain this cost center, for example, as you can assign to some department. For example, I say um, some cost center, I'm maintaining some cost center or some division, for example, HR division. You are maintaining it as HR division, for example. HR division, you are assigning the cost center to the, say I'm assigning some, say 2001. And FI division, for example, I'm assigning another 2002. These are nothing but cost center. You can maintain K 2001 K. I'm maintaining just for example purpose. I'm maintaining K here. K 2001, K 2002. It's a numeric code. Cost center code is a numeric code. Just for example purpose, I'm maintaining. Meaning I'm assigning one cost center to one division, another cost center to another division. For example, I have some CO division. For CO division, I can go with the another one or the same one. I can go with another one or the same one. Doesn't matter. Depends on how we are maintaining. Manufacturing division, for example, for manufacturing division, you are assigning, say, 2003. Totally, I have used 4 divisions, HR, FICO, MF division, 4 divisions, but I used only 3 cost centers. So these cost centers can be assigned to organizational unit, position, and person. I have assigned here to this division. So you can assign cost center. Let me type it. Cost center can be assigned to organizational unit, or position, or, or person. You can assign, etc. So we know that SAP controlling team is creating the cost center, and after that is assigned to the expense type. But the relationship of the cost center is maintained, but the relationship of the cost center is maintained by the SAP HR team, SAP HCM team. You are maintaining the relationship. You are using this cost center. You are not creating it. It is created by the control team of SAP FICO. Generally, finance team is maintaining, creating this thing. So we have discussed about person, cost center, work center, task, all the things we have discussed. These important primary objects, OM standard object types, we have discussed. Task, person, cost center, work center, position. These things we have discussed. There can be custom ones and other ones also. We are not discussing them right now. So let me come back here. So we have discussed about standard object types and or data elements. Then let's talk about OM relationships. This is remaining. OM relationships. Let's talk about OM relationships. So relationships. So what is a relationship? Objects of the object types. Let me type here. The object types are associated with um, associated through relationships. The object types, the various object types, let me type the various object types are associated through relationships. You may be creating individual standard object types, but the object types you are associating with the help of relationships. That is why both the object types and the relationships are required. Both the object types and the relationships. Both these are important for creating and maintaining the organizational structure. Both these are important, standard object types and OM relationships. We discussed about object types.